What is going on YouTube? This is Acidic Root. So within the pitch behind it, Trollface has wanted me to be sarcastic about this particular fair for a while. So I'm going to talk within pitches about the particular kind of Harvard University and the standard bickering that's been going on with the nonsense of the news as far as those fairs going to happen. It's kind of pitch within the aspect of it's been popping up in like April, May, June of 2025, some of those particular type fairs. So within the pitch, I don't know if it'll be as commonplace in the news by the time we get to July, August of 2025 when this video surfaces, but it's just within the appeal. It's the standard within the format of some of these more news-centric type ones. Now, I would say within pitch, I am going to talk about this here, but this is just as like a warning to the pitch behind it. This is not going to be like the de facto kind of American Eagle kind of opinion as far as this fair is going to happen. It's going to be some sarcasm there within the pitch as far as those formats going to happen. So it's just the product of just saying this is more like Trollface wanted me to do this one. If he had done this video, he probably would have been a lot more of a feral asshole than I'm particularly kind of having the product of. It's just more in prick type territory, but then you're not really seeing me in a suit and tie right here as far as this pitch going to happen. But my particular opinion as to these fairs going to happen, the broadcast of what I think within the concept, the bickering that has started within the pitch, the concept of some of this, the atmosphere of it has to do with the product of like the foreign exchange students, some of those type pitches, just the pitch of just being able to say within that format. So not going to comment within that particular fair of it as far as those pitches can happen, but just within the pitch as far as saying like, yeah, just gonna throw some opinionated typeness in here just to have the kind of particular product of it. So just some pitch as far as saying my personal opinion on these matters as far as the Harvard, my particular appeals on these matters as far as like the Harvard kind of tensions as far as this is going to happen. I think that's what you get Harvard for not making a National Lampoon movie. There are things. It's kind of the pitch. By this particular stage, definitely needs to be a thing. I think within the reality, Harvard needs to go Hollywood, some of those type pitches. Let's get a National Lampoon movie, something like that. There's plenty, before like Brad Pitt is 73, some of those type pitches, just some of those particular type formats, just in the aspect here. Let's, just being sarcastic, obviously, but it's just kind of product as far as those fairs can happen. But just within the pitch, in my personal actual opinion, to get to like the concept of like the fairs of what's going on with Harvard with these current times within the news, if you know within the pitches to what's been happening as the funding cuts are happening and they're taking away their grants and some of those type of pitches. My basic opinion is Trump just threw you $1 billion as far as those fairs can happen. You may not be paying attention to it. Trump wants trade schools to be the money to be directed to trade schools, and Harvard is using this to obviously fund like the categories of their college that they've been doing for however long they've been doing. I look at them pitch as far as saying, here's the thing, Trump just threw you $1 billion in terms of the aspect of an idea. The pitch behind it, the money that they could get in grants, why not make a trade school like Trump? Why not make like an actual trade school like Trump wants? You have to think of it here like a trade school with Harvard professors doing it is basically like Harvard Light as far as this pitch can happen. You could have like programs as far as this pitch can happen. When you think of like this, it'd be kind of like Netflix premium as far as this pitch can happen. You pay $10 a month for like standard Netflix with ads, some of those type pitches. You go through the programs, but Harvard Premium would probably be the concept of what Harvard was in the original type factors. It's kind of a pitch. I'd say, I mean, don't it just doesn't have to be such an Aggie kind of situation. There's just a lot of ferocity and just overall uproar within the pitch behind it. This is really like it's probably in some of those type of formats in terms of the rebuke where you'd use words like bohemian and egregious, some of those type formats as far as just not really appreciating kind of the conduct as far as flipping birds, some of that particular type form. But I look after as far as saying, here's the thing, Harvard, don't be afraid to teach some people to build fences and make hot dogs as far as this is going to happen. We need those particular formats too. Harvard professors, maybe they'd feel like a real moron, not to say just in the pitch. I mean, maybe some of them wouldn't within some of those type pitch, but this kind of format, a Harvard professor, there's worse things that a Harvard professor can do than teach a person to make a hot dog. It's kind of within the pitch. Not everyone knows how to do it, believe it or not. It's kind of within the pitch as far as saying just within the aspect. And on that particular type subject, with some of the foreign exchange students possibly not being allowed in Harvard anymore, why not build a Harvard in Europe? It'd be kind of the pitch. I mean, that's just I realize we're just getting into wander type territory, not trying to make this like an ideal not trying to make this like an ideology type format too full bound with the pitch, but this kind of format, just some pointers kind of throw in here, just kind of have the atmosphere just within the pitch behind it, just kind of concept. Think, kind of a pointer, just be able to say, make a Harvard Light, not too much of a problem, just within the pitch behind it. Trade school, ain't nothing wrong with it, just in the format. Trump might be onto something here. And it's not to say like I'm questioning the format within the pitch as far as just trying to be opinionated, but it's just in the pitch as far as saying, the parties have particular formats. So yeah, just shake hands and play nice.